The movie begins in the strange town of Black Falls, a place where logic bends easily and reality feels just a little off. We are first dropped into a bizarre sibling rivalry between two kids who challenge each other to a game of who can keep their eyes open the longest. What starts as a silly contest turns extreme, stretching across meals, school, sports, and even sleep until their exhausted mother finally interrupts it. This odd introduction sets the tone immediately, letting us know that this world runs on exaggerated rules, strange humor, and unpredictable consequences. As the story expands, we meet several residents of Black Falls, including three adventurous brothers who dream of excitement beyond their boring routines. They spend their days digging holes, convinced that something extraordinary is hidden beneath their feet. Nearby, an unsettling family lives sealed inside protective suits, terrified of germs and contamination. Meanwhile, across town lives a lonely boy named Toby Thompson, a quiet kid with no friends and no confidence, whose life revolves around surviving each school day without humiliation. Toby's parents work long hours for the powerful Black Box Corporation, a company run by the ruthless Mr. Black. The corporation creates strange multi-purpose gadgets, but its work has consumed Toby's parents so completely that their family life feels distant and fractured. At school, things are even worse. Toby is relentlessly bullied, especially by Cole Black and his cruel sister Helvetica, who take special pleasure in humiliating him in front of everyone. Toby's isolation becomes painfully clear when we see that his only real companion is a small aquarium fish at school. Even the classroom offers no refuge, as Helvetica casually predicts that Toby will once again end up in the trash after class. When the bullies chase him, Toby runs for his life, scrambling up a tree in desperation while mud and clumps of dirt are hurled at him from below. In a moment that changes everything, a strange glowing stone suddenly falls into Toby's hands. As he grips it, he hears a whisper telling him to make a wish. Nervous but hopeful, Toby admits his deepest desire. He wants friends. Instantly, the sky fills with tiny flying saucers, and small green aliens appear as if summoned from nowhere. His wish has come true in the most literal way possible. Toby hides the aliens in his backpack and sneaks them home, where chaos immediately turns into wonder. The aliens cook incredible food, clean his room, and even remove his braces, transforming Toby's life overnight. For the first time, he feels powerful, confident, and finally seen. But the stone does not stay hidden for long, and its dangerous potential begins spreading faster than anyone realizes. The next day at school, Toby's confidence soars. With the aliens' help, he floats above the ground and finally stands up to his bullies. When Helvetica threatens his beloved aquarium fish, the situation spirals into complete madness. Experiments go wrong, explosions nearly happen, and the aliens cause total chaos across the school. Though the fish is saved, the damage is done, and the aliens soon decide their mission is complete, leaving Toby once again on his own. While Toby struggles to understand where the stone came from, the story jumps back to the three adventurous brothers. They are the first ones who actually discovered the wishing stone after spotting something spectacular in the sky and following it to the end of a rainbow. Beneath it sits a glowing, multicolored rock radiating impossible energy. Realizing its power, one brother wishes for unlimited chocolate, instantly filling his pockets with an endless supply. Trying to be responsible, the boys wish for instructions on how the stone works, only for a massive, unreadable book to fall from the sky. Ignoring it, they instead wish for a giant fortress to protect the stone, complete with a moat full of crocodiles and poisonous snakes. Unfortunately, the stone falls straight into the moat, forcing them into a terrifying rescue mission surrounded by deadly creatures. In a moment of pure panic, one of the boys leaps into a crocodile's mouth to retrieve the stone and wishes for the snakes to disappear. But the crocodile has already made its own wish, allowing it and its companions to walk upright like monsters out of a nightmare. Barely escaping with their lives thanks to a summoned pterodactyl, the boys realize the stone is far too dangerous to keep. After barely surviving the chaos, the brothers make one final wish to become smarter, only for their tiny sister to suddenly become the most intelligent among them. Accepting defeat, they launch the wishing stone away with a catapult, unknowingly sending it straight into Toby's life. The stone continues its destructive journey, now passing into even stranger hands. The stone ends up at the house of a boy named Noseworthy, whose father is obsessed with germs and disease. During a tutoring session with Toby's sister Stacy, Nose makes a careless wish that his father's inventions would finally work. That single wish brings a horrifying result. A giant living booger monster is born, growing rapidly and threatening everyone inside the house. Toby and one of the brothers sneak inside to retrieve the stone, but the booger monster turns violent, chasing them through the house. In a desperate and ridiculous moment, Nose threatens the monster with another booger, forcing it to retreat. The father eventually captures captures and shrinks the creature, restoring temporary safety and returning the stone to Toby. Around this moment, Toby's parents attend a masquerade party hosted by Mr. Black. Toby's mother unknowingly picks up the wishing stone and makes a simple emotional wish to be closer to her husband. The wish is granted in the worst possible way, physically fusing them together and exposing how broken their relationship truly is beneath the surface. At the party, the stone falls into Helvetica's hands, and she unleashes a series of selfish wishes, transforming her brother into a dung beetle and herself into something unstoppable. Mr. Black seizes the stone next, wishing for ruthless ambition among his employees, causing total chaos as people turn against each other for power and success. Eventually, the stone returns to Toby, who finally wishes for everything to go back to normal and throws the stone away in frustration. But time reveals that events are not as simple as they seem, and the consequences of the stone are far from over. Reality bends again as the story loops back to the present moment. Soon, everyone in town discovers the stone's power, and a massive free-for-all breaks out. Kids and adults alike make reckless wishes, transforming bodies, gaining powers, turning invisible, or becoming grotesque monsters. The town collapses into madness as selfish desires collide with no restraint. If you were suddenly surrounded by people abusing unlimited power like this, what would you do? Would you try to control it, destroy it, or use it for yourself? Let me know in the comments. The chaos reaches its peak when Mr. Black transforms into a monstrous embodiment of greed, while Helvetica mutates into a giant wasp. Toby summons his alien friends once more, and the brothers unleash armies of crocodiles, turning the town into a full-scale battlefield fueled by unchecked wishes. Just as everything seems lost, the super-intelligent little sister steps forward and stops time itself. She explains that humanity cannot be trusted with such power and cancels every wish ever granted by the stone. In a single moment, reality snaps back into place, erasing the madness and restoring balance. With the wishes undone, the stone is finally destroyed, crumbling into harmless dust. Rain falls, a rainbow appears, and the town begins to heal. The Black Box Corporation collapses, and the adults finally regain perspective on what truly matters. Toby and Helvetica, forever changed by the chaos, promise to be friends, having both seen the consequences of cruelty and power. The aliens leave behind a final lesson, realizing that not every wish needs to be fulfilled. In the end, the story reminds us that power without responsibility leads only to destruction, and that the smallest, weakest people often face the biggest tests of character. Shorts delivers its message through chaos, humor, and absurdity, showing how imagination can be both magical and dangerous when left unchecked. If you enjoyed this cinematic recap, make sure to like the video, subscribe to great animation recaps, turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload, comment your thoughts below, and keep watching for more epic movie stories just like this one.